So my birthday in like 2023, I think it was, she reaches out to me and sends me a message, and she says, hey, this is really out of the blue, but I just wanted to say happy birthday, and I hope you're happy and doing well. I also wanted to apologize for everything and acting like a child, and for it taking so long.
I know that the only reason you clicked on this video is because of the thumbnail and title. Or you could be returning, and just know that I like to get straight into these reaction videos, and sometimes we all have our own opinion. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you're returning, you know how we like to do it. Let's get straight into today's reaction video.
Hey y'all, so I thought I'd come here and see if I can get some advice. So about 6 years ago, I cut off a relationship with my best friend growing up. We were friends from like 4th grade up until we were like 23, 24 years old. We were so close that we considered each other to be sisters, and we planned to be each other's maids of honors, each other's godparents to each other's kids, things like that, right? So super, super close. And I ended up being her maid of honor in her wedding in like 2018. And so it was like December of 2018. In January of 2019, she texts me to tell me that she's pregnant. Okay, cool. Like, love this, like super excited. She also formally asks me in that moment to be her child's godmother. And I'm like, of course, like absolutely. I'm stoked because I'm like, finally, right? And so like leading up, like the first couple months into her pregnancy, I'm like, what are we doing for baby showers, stuff like that, right? And she's like, oh, reach out to my so-and-so in my family, and I will, like, you guys can plan together. Okay, cool. So I'm planning, or kind of planning. I think I'm planning. I don't think everybody else, I think everybody else knew that I wasn't actually a part of shit, but I thought I was planning things, or at least attempting to. So I reached out to them like, hey, let me know what I need to pay for, what I need to like do, whatever. I got it, right? And it was like, okay, cool, like I'll let you know, yada yada. So one day I'm coming home from work. I worked at a nail salon, so I worked 6 days a week, like 10 to 12 hour shifts every single day, and I only had Mondays off. So I'm coming home, I stop at In-N-Out, and I'm ordering food for me, my sister, and Ricky. Well, we all had just moved into this house together. This was like April of 2019 by this point. So I'm getting food for us, and right before I'm about to order, I'm on Snapchat, and I see Snapchat stories of what looks like a baby shower gender reveal. And I'm like, what the hell? And so I'm scrolling through it, and sure enough, it's their gender reveal. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? I keep going through it because there's a lot. And I see a picture, and it's her and her husband with 2 other people. The guy who's the godfather, and then another friend of theirs. And the post says, like, the parents and the godparents. And I was like, that fucking...
Wait, hold on. Don't ask me something and then go back on it. Like, why ask me, but then have somebody else already at mine? Like, you sure that was your best friend?
And hurt. So I order my food. Between the time I order the food and actually pay for the food, I call her. And I'm like, hey, you know, congratulations. I hear you're having a boy. It's so exciting. Are you excited? I know you wanted a girl. Like, you know, I'm keeping it to a point of like, I want you to know that I know, but I'm just going to keep it to the congratulations. And she's still literally at her party. So I'm like, I'm not going to be on the phone like, what the fuck, right? But I wanted her to know that I knew. And I come home and I'm hysterical. I'm to the point where I cried myself to sleep, waking up crying in my sleep throughout the night. Like, to the point where like Ricky doesn't know what to do. My sister is like, doesn't really know what to do. Like, they're worried about me. And I was just heartbroken, honestly. And like, I have had some crazy breakups. And this was the worst. Like, this was the worst breakup I had ever experienced in my life. I knew in that moment we were done. I was done, at least. So next day I call her or text her, and I'm like, hey, that really hurt. A lot of things in this hurt, not just like you deciding to pick somebody else, but it's mostly the fact that you could not tell me this. I don't care that you picked the person that you ended up picking with. I think she's amazing. I think she'd be a great godmother. It has nothing to do with that person. It has everything to do with the fact that you could not communicate that with me. And why? Is it because of Ricky? Because they don't like Ricky. So this has to be about Ricky. Is it because of like who I am as a person? Like I literally could not grasp it. Me and her going back and forth. It's a couple days. There's comments made, whatever. She's made comments about like, I'm not like there as a friend anymore. I don't show up to things, but it's like, I'm not doing it because like I'm choosing my man over my friends. I work 6 days a week. I only have Mondays off. I can't hang out on the weekends because I'm at work. And keep in mind, I'm working in Scottsdale, driving all the way back to the west side. So it was a lot.
It seems like because they didn't like him, they didn't want you around because they knew that you would bring him around and they don't like him. Some people just don't like fake kicking it. But my thing is, she's your best friend. She's supposed to stick with you through thick and thin, whether that person around or not. She's supposed to have your back, even if something went wrong, right? So why couldn't she talk to you as an adult, as your best friend, and say, look, when Ricky's around, I don't want to be around. Like, it's nothing against you. It's just, I don't like him and I don't want to be around him.
It was a lot. And yeah, so like a week after, I think me and her were like kind of beefing and like, you know, all of that, her husband reaches out. Now keep in mind, me and her husband were friends before they even started dating. So he reaches out and like me and him, you know, talk a little bit, and like I tell him how I feel about shit. He tells me how he feels about shit, and there seemed to be an understanding. But that's because he has more maturity, in my opinion. And so we were able to communicate like a little bit. But I can't be friends. In my mind, I was like, I can't be friends with her. And because you guys are married, I can't have a relationship with you either, because that's not fair to like me, one. And two, for you, like, I'm not going to put that strain on you, you know, like I do respect you and your marriage enough to like not put that strain on you. So we just all stopped communicating. So my birthday in like 2023, I think it was, she reaches out to me and sends me a message, and she says, hey, this is really out of the blue, but I just wanted to say happy birthday, and I hope you're happy and doing well. I also wanted to apologize for everything and acting like a child, and for it taking so long to say sorry. I had to put on my glasses because I can't read. But yeah, happy birthday. I wasn't looking or expecting you to forgive me or anything, but I do think about you on your birthday and built the courage to say something. And at that time, I was like, I'm not fucking messaging you back on my birthday. It's my birthday. Like, I'll message you tomorrow. And I never did. Like, literally never did. But I also was kind of like, you only feel guilty on my birthday? Do you even know what you're apologizing for? Because there really wasn't much besides acting like a child. So I was like, I don't even know what to say to this. So then my birthday this year, right, which is a couple days ago, it's not like, yeah, she reaches out and she says, happy birthday, hope you're doing well, something like that, like very short. So I did respond to her, and I was like, so it's a little difficult getting these messages from you. Everything that happened really hurt me, like worse than any breakup. For a long time, I felt like with all the things that happened, that was the worst of it, and the pain was just from losing a best friend. I was never upset with you for changing your mind about me being your child's godmother. I felt betrayed in our friendship that you couldn't communicate that to me and let me find out the way that I did. But now my life is so beautiful. I have a beautiful daughter, another baby on the way. I'm engaged and planning my wedding, and I don't even have you to share those things with. That part hurts more than just losing you as a friend. And honestly, that really does, because I feel robbed from certain things. Like, I was there for her as a maid of honor, and I don't get to have that. I wanted her to be my child, like to be my child's godmother. I don't get to have that. I mean, my child's godmother, you're fucking amazing, you know who you are, like, don't even question it. But like, there were certain expectations that me and her had, and I don't get I feel robbed of certain things because of all of this. So this is where question of advice comes in, because this is what her response was, and I don't really know if I should or how to respond to this, if I should. She says, I'm sorry, and I've always felt sorry. I was scared, and I know that it's 100% my fault. Understand that it's horrible the way you were told. If I'm honest, if I could take everything back, I would in a heartbeat. I think about you often, and I still look at everything you post about to see how you're doing. I'm a horrible person and deserve everything. I would love the reality where you see my 2 kids grow up. My daughter is 1, my son is 6. For 6 years, I've been thinking about you and wish I could take it all back. I'm rambling and it sounds like word vomit. I'm sorry. I always figured by this point you were better without me around, but if I had the chance to gain you back in my life, I'd take it in an instant. I always feel like a small part of my life is missing. No matter how many times I say sorry or anything makes up for how I hurt you, I'm aware of that, but just know I do love you, always have and always will. If you want me to stop telling you happy birthday every year, I will. I want to respect you and your wishes more than anything. So yeah, I don't really know if I should respond to this. I want to. My immediate reaction was to be petty. Like, it took you 6 years to like figure this out. But then I was like, no. And I want to, but I'm also like, I don't know if I should. So let me know. Yeah, I would appreciate some advice on this because I don't know what to do. And if you want more information of like other things in the relationship, let me know. I can talk about it.
In my opinion, I think she should just leave it alone, because the way that she's apologizing, she's not accepting. So what more do you want her to do? I think they just should move that on their separate ways after 6 years. Like, just continue to like grow apart. I mean, they not even communicating. They're not really even friends no more. So I just feel like her keep apologizing like is not going to help. Like, what more can she say? She said that she was thinking about you like for 6 years even after the situation happened, but all you receiving is, oh, like, but you only, communicating on my birthday. Like, no. Yeah, I just think just did the friendship like y'all did before. Leave the situation all alone. Don't send no more messages, because you're not going to receive it the way she's sending it. So just leave it alone.
So I've been seeing a few comments asking about why she doesn't like my man, or at least didn't at the time. I don't know how she feels now, but I'm sure she doesn't really give a shit. But at the time, she did not like my man, and her and her husband really didn't like him. So I'm not going to get too much into the weeds of things, just because there's some things that like about mine and his relationship that I don't particularly care to share on social media. But when we first got together, when I say got together, we were just kind of hanging out. Like, we were just, and so we were kind of testing the waters a little bit to see if we even wanted to date. As we were getting to that point where we were like, yes, other people got involved in our relationship and we just weren't able to be together at that time. That really broke me. I pretty much knew at that point that like I was in love with him. And so that really broke me. I was not mentally okay in that stage, and we didn't talk for a whole year. In that time frame that like I was not okay and me and him didn't talk, her and her husband were there for me like every step of the way. They were my shoulder to cry on. They were my
So you really can't fault them for not liking this man when they had to deal with the aftermath of whatever happened between you and him. And that's why you should not share any of this stuff with friends and family, because when they, grow this like hatred, or not even hatred, just not liking a person, then you get in your feelings and now it explodes in your face and it's a whole bunch of chaos.
Confidants, like all of it. So a year into not talking, he reaches out. We're going back and forth, and there's apologies, and just us being able to like, we really do want to be with each other and figure things out. So how do we do this? Give me 1 second. Sorry, I had to pause because we don't allow our kid to be on social media, and she came in the room, so I needed to do mom things. But yeah, so after we, there was communication between him and we decided to start talking again. And it was slow. Like, we were just kind of, again, it was kind of back from the beginning for us. And they didn't like that. Like, and I get it. I totally get it. Like, we just, held your hand through all of this like heartache, and for you to just go back to him, I totally understand that. I never expected them to forgive him or accept him or whatever. What I did expect is to respect me and my choices, and if you don't, then communicate that with me, and that's fine. Like, that's fine. If you don't like the choices that I make, I'm not going to be upset with you for that. I appreciate you letting me know that, like, this is how you feel. And they kind of did. Like, her husband very much did. Like, I will give him credit for that. He's like, I don't have nothing to do with this man. I hate him. Like, as a guy friend, right? He's like, he definitely felt some type of way, and he was a little bit more vocal. With her, it was, I know that if I tell you not to do something, you're going to go ahead and do it. So I'm just going to wait right here, and like, just if shit happens, like, I'm still your friend, and like, I held you when you cried before, I'm gonna hold you when you cry again. And it was like, okay. So,
and that's where it should have been left. So if y'all didn't like this Ricky guy, like, why not do what you said and still be there regardless, and invite her to your baby shower? Like, still allow her to be your baby's godmother. Like, I just feel like it's more to the story. I feel like, why not? And you know what I'm saying, do what we plan to do. Me be your child's godmother, you be my children's godmother, me be invited to the baby shower, I was your maid of honor, you could have been mine. Like, why? Like, why did y'all not liking this man stop us from being friends? Like, it's crazy work. Like, I just don't get it. Like, y'all didn't like him, but why didn't you address the fact, I don't want him at, my baby shower, my gender reveal or whatever. So like, is it okay if he stay home and you come, and let her make that choice? Like, whether she'd rather go without her man to support her best friend, or stay home and not support her best friend. You just did not tell her that you was having it, which is weird to me.
It was just like, I was just going with the flow of things, and we weren't not talking. Like, me and my friends weren't not talking. Like, we were still hanging out. We were still doing things and everything. It wasn't like because I worked 4 or 6 days a week at the nail salon that I didn't see them. What it was that they would plan things and then be like, oh, hey, this time this place, be there. And it's like, I can't call off work tomorrow for that. It's a weekend at a nail salon. Like, I need more time than that. So sometimes, like, those things would happen, and then their work schedule would come into play. And so
I feel like they was intentionally like planning stuff so you intentionally couldn't make it, because they knew you was gonna bring your man that they don't like. Like,
So like, I believe they worked at nights. So, or like, yeah. And so like, they slept during the day and like worked at night, something like that. And so like, our schedules just weren't aligning at the same time, but like, we weren't not talking. Like, me and her text each other, like, communicated as much as we can. And we've kind of always been like that, where we could be a while not like physically hanging out or anything, but we could text each other here and there, and things are still fine. And when we hang out, it was like there wasn't any time frame that we weren't hanging out. But it was never intentional, right? And I feel like, in my opinion, that's how friends really are. Like, real friends are. And so, yeah, I assume that that's why she made the decisions that she did and the actions towards me that she did, was because they didn't like my man. I don't know if it was that. I don't know if it was things that I did or didn't do for our friendship or anything. But the problem is that there was never, and still, even with this apology, no communication as to why. And I've been very vocal about what the hell, like, why did this happen? And there really hasn't been an actual response for that. So yeah, that's pretty much, I guess, why they don't like him, which is fine. It's just sad because, like, all of that, and then to the point where me and her don't talk anymore for 6 years, and like mine and his relationship has grown into this beautiful life. We have a baby and another baby on the way, and like we are engaged. We're so happy with each other. Like, and that the thing is like when this all started happening is when me and him really started to connect and realize how much we love each other and want to be with each other. So it wasn't like he was really doing a whole lot of bad things to me or anything. Like he was still healing from something as well. So like I was giving him some grace there. And like the thing is like I would have given her more grace if it wouldn't have taken 6 years to apologize. So yeah, I guess that's why she doesn't like my man. Oh, also I am going to do another post, I think, or maybe a live. I'm not really sure which one is best. I'm not really on TikTok. Like I'm a doom scroller on TikTok. Like I'm on TikTok, but I don't be posting. Like if you guys have seen my page, like I don't really be posting like that. I was not expecting the video to pop off the way that it did, with the amount of like comments and likes and even like people like favoriting. I was not expecting that. I'm also like learning now how like when I like things and stuff, like how like a viewer sees it. So that's been interesting. But I also like, I know people want an update of like what I'm gonna do or like anything like that, and I do know what I'm gonna do. I have made a decision, and so I'm gonna give an update, and I know people are asking for more information about things between her and I and stuff, so let me know if y'all want a post, which would probably end up being like a couple of parts because it's lengthy, and I couldn't fit it in 10 minutes before in the first video, so let me know if you guys want like a post, which would be like story times, or if you want like a live to come listen in on. So yeah, but thank you everyone. So I am finally giving y'all an update on my first video and the advice that y'all were giving me on whether I should respond to my ex-best friend or not. There's a lot that was happening in that video. The responses, it going as viral as it did, I was not expecting that. I am not an influencer. I'm not on TikTok making videos. I am very much a doom scroller, so bear with me. I'm not going to get into all of the comments. I thought about it. I've tried. I've made attempted videos that I've ended up deleting, and just I'd rather just get into what it is that I plan on doing. And just let y'all know that I appreciate all of the advice, whether it was negative, positive, things I agree with or not. But I think for this situation, I am going to respond to her. But I'm not in a place of forgiving. I don't think that she has matured. I don't think that it is fair for me to forgive somebody who has not even been able to tell me why they did the actions that they did. They can just apologize for letting things play out the way that they did, but not why. And you know, I've left a door open for her to be able to communicate with me, and she's never really taken it besides on my birthday, and I really don't feel like that's fair. So this is the message I plan on sending her. I haven't sent it yet, but I do plan on sending her this message. So here it goes. I've needed some time to sit on this. I've gone back and forth on whether or not I should respond to you, and if I do, what do I even say to this? So here are all the things I've wanted to say and how I felt over the years and my truth. Take it as you please. I've sat with this hurt and pain for 6 years. The only apology you've given is only on my birthdays. It doesn't seem sincere if you can only apologize on a very significant occasion. You being my best friend for as long as we were, I expected you to come around a lot sooner than you tried. And honestly, only on my birthday? That's not fair to me, and it's also not out of the blue, like you said in your first apology attempt a few years ago. I left a door open for you by not blocking you from having communication to me, and to me that's really was not attempt of you apologizing. My birthday doesn't feel like an attempt. It felt like that's the only time you do think of me, and only because it's my birthday. I've never claimed to be a great friend. I know I have flaws and things that I have to work on in so many relationships, but I don't feel like anything I did or lacked in deserved that kind of treatment, especially from you. You literally had me messaging your family member. I'm not gonna say what type of family member they are. You literally had me messaging your family member, letting me think I was planning a party for you, which I was so excited to do, and I was constantly asking what was going on with it, what you wanted, and all that. I should have realized when the responses were short that something was off, but I just figured that I was planning early compared to them. But then you had the party without even inviting me. You made me feel embarrassed and betrayed. I understand that I wasn't around as much, but you could have communicated with me that was an issue for you. I understand that you and your husband never cared for Ricky, and yes, did y'all communicate that? Sure. But if y'all didn't want to be friends with me because of him, you could have communicated that with me as well. But instead, you made the choices you did by choosing someone else to be your child's godmother that led you to not telling me you changed your mind, that led you to leaving me out of your pregnancy altogether, that led you to hurting me, that led to years of not being friends. All things that could have been avoided if you had just communicated whatever your issues with me being your child's godmother in the first place were. Because you can never give me a clear answer, I can only assume it's because of my work at the time and or Ricky. This paragraph is hard for me. Like I said in my previous message, I feel so robbed from you. When I was pregnant, I wanted you there so bad. When I got engaged, I was on such a happy high with Ricky, but actually planning things made me sad to where I've been putting planning off because you're not by my side with me. I've had to cut out so many things I want to be celebrating in my engagement because I never allowed myself a best friend after you. I don't have a maid of honor for my wedding. Trying to find someone to fill that role has been so hard for me, and this all hurts more than you doing what you did in the first place. My relationship with Ricky and y'all not liking him, I get why y'all didn't, and I don't invalidate that. Y'all were there for me in a very difficult time in my life because of things that happened between him and I. I'm always going to be grateful for you guys being there for me, and like I said, I won't invalidate how y'all felt about him. As much as I gave him a second chance, I would have given you one too, but it only took him a year to come into my life and make up for the pain that was caused to me. Like I said, you being my best friend for as long as you were, I expected you to come around a lot sooner than you tried. I struggled so much from all of this. There will always be this void in my life that I can never fill. But I also know that as much as I wish you hadn't done what you did and we could still be friends, it's you who has missed out on me more than me missing out on you. You've never got to see my relationship with Ricky blossom into what it became so soon after you hurt me and what it is now. He is an amazing partner, and I would do it all over again just to be where I am with him today. You didn't get to see me become a mom and start a family. You didn't get to see me grow into my career and be where I am today. You don't get to enjoy my engagement, and you don't see the glow that I have from it. And you don't get to see me marry the man of my dreams when that day comes. And this is all because of your choices. So, yeah, I don't have closure like people think. People think that she's giving me closure and she's matured, and, I'm not going to get more into it, but there's a lot into how she is as a person, and I've realized that as I have grown up. And yes, could I maybe, hey, let's go to lunch and talk about this, but I don't think that that's fair for me to have to be the bigger person all of the time in situations, especially when I'm not even getting an answer as to why. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Like I said, I have things that I have to work on in every relationship. And sure, I forgave a man and I can't forgive my best friend, but I could if she could just talk to me about why she did what she did. But it's always just, I acted like a child and I'm a horrible person, and I feel manipulated with those type of responses, and it only being on my birthday. So, yeah. It's hurtful and it's painful, and it is what it is. It sucks that could I just ask somebody else to be my maid of honor, and do I have plans to essentially do so? Yes, but it's hard because as we were kids and getting into teenage years and young adult life, like that was the plan. And it's hard to try to fill that role with somebody else when it was supposed to be her. So I do appreciate all of the support and the comments and the advice, and I really do appreciate everybody. I'm not going to give the negative comments any, attention for that, but yeah, that's what I plan on responding with. So thank you, everybody. I love how you got this information out of one video. Like, okay, first of all, don't come onto my fucking page and acting like you know some shit, because clearly you don't. All right, I was very involved in her life for the past, like those 2 years before we stopped being friends. Okay, I was the maid of honor in her wedding, helping her plan her wedding, being involved in her wedding, all of that. She got married in December of 2018, told me she was pregnant in January of 2019, and then all of this plays out a couple months after that. So I don't know where through all of that I stopped showing up as a friend for her, because I never did. And even with all of that, even though I worked a lot, we still talked, we still text each other, we still did hang out. It wasn't like I was completely MIA for fucking months. Like, we still hung out, we still did some shit. Like, so for you to say that I'm not showing up for her as a friend is fucking bizarre, because you don't know shit. So yeah.
Personally, I just feel like the girl is giving an apology, but the way she wanted is like she's not accepting it, because she want a explanation of exactly why. I mean, at this point, you know exactly why, she stopped being the friend that she should have been, which I think is totally wrong. Like, her not liking your partner and not wanting him around has nothing to do with how long y'all been friends and how y'all were there for each other. So I don't fault her in that sense of like feeling some type of way, because this really looked like tore her, and now she can't trust anybody to be her friend, which is, very acceptable, because not only did you not fool with her, like you didn't invite her to the baby shower, like y'all just X'd her out without even telling her at all. And you as her friend, like, didn't explain why this was happening. So now she don't have any closure. So now she's shutting you out. Far as her blocking her concern, of course you're not going to get an explanation until years later, because you literally blocked her from even reaching out to you. So how did you expect any type of explanation or anything in the first couple of years? Like, and then it wasn't 6 years. She reached out to you before on your birthday, which you didn't feel like that was good or okay. And then she reached out again 6 years later on your birthday again. Now, I personally feel like this hit her more on your birthday, but she think about you every single day. You was in her life, so why would it just be your birthday? So I just kind of think like you're not going to accept nothing she say until she just tell you in your face, oh, it was because of your boyfriend. Like, you already know why. Just move on from it. Heal from it, and it's okay to set boundaries, and you set boundaries that you no longer want this type of energy in your life, and that's okay. So you guys, drop down in the comment section what you think about this story. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And if you are returning, you know how we like to do it. Like, comment, and share this video. And I hope you all have a blessed day. Peace.